What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's episode we are going to be exposing the truth about prop firms. In this session we are going to discuss two of the most popular prop firms currently on the market right now. That is Nova Funding and Kortana FX. If you are currently a trader trading on one of these two prop firms, or you've been thinking about using one of these two prop firms, make sure you guys stay till the end of the video, because in this episode, we are going to be exposing the truth about these two prop firms. We are going to be comparing one to the other, taking a deep dive into their rules, and we are going to give you the final verdict on exposing the truth about these prop firms and whether it's worth your time, your money, and your effort to trade with either of these two companies. Before we go any further, it's very important that I let you guys know I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and I am not your financial advisor. Before you guys invest any money, please make sure that you guys do your own research, conduct your own due diligence, and do not risk money that you cannot afford to lose. That means no rent money, no bills money. Do not use the money that's intended for your car note, and certainly do not use your kids' college fund. With that being said, if you guys do get value from today's channel, please make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified at any videos released from this channel, and make sure that you guys leave any comments or questions below, and I will get back to you as soon as I see them. Now, Nova Funding and Kortana FX are two prop firms that have gained massive amounts of popularity amongst the retail trading community, mainly because they are allowing traders to pass the evaluation stage using HFT. That means that there is no barrier to entry into these prop firms. All you simply have to do is pay the evaluation fee, pass the challenge by HFT, and you will now be trading on one of these prop firms with their simulated live capital. But what is the truth behind these prop firms, and what is the rules that they have put in place in order to prevent the majority of traders receiving a payout? You see, what you have to understand about this game, in particular with prop firms, is that they are running businesses, and their business model must be sustainable and must be profitable in order for them to last. And Nova Funding has been on the market now for over 18 months. They are making an incredible amount of money. Now, they are not making an incredible amount of money by paying out the majority of people that use their firm. And it's the same with Kortana FX and with any prop firm on the market. Prop firms are not built on winners, okay? They are built on the masses losing. Yes, there are going to be some success stories, and that's no different to trading in general. But in today's episode, I am going to compare the rules between the two, discuss whether it's realistic for you to get a payout, and as I mentioned, give the final verdict on the truth behind these prop firms. Now, this is the homepage for novafunding.com, and we also have loaded up the homepage for Kortana FX. Now, if you head over to the frequently asked question sections on both websites, you have the opportunity to compare the rules and regulations between each firm. So guys, I've taken the liberty of putting together what I believe are the most important rules that you need to know before you start trading with either of these firms. And I've put them side by side to run a comparison. Now, please double check these rules for yourself before trading. You can find them in the frequently asked questions section on both of the respective websites. So let's talk about the daily drawdown and the maximum drawdown of both Nova Funding and Kortana FX. Now, Nova Funding have a daily drawdown of 4%. What that means is that if you started on 100K and in that day you went below 96, that would be considered a breach. You'd lose the account. They have a maximum drawdown of 8%, which means at any moment, if you went below 92K on a 100K account, that would be considered a breach and you would lose your account. Now let's go to Kortana FX. They've tried to be a little bit more competitive. They've done a daily drawdown of 5%. That means if you started your account on 100K and you went below 95K in that day, you would lose your account. That would be considered a breach. And their maximum drawdown is 10%. That means if you started your account on 100K and you went below 90K, that would also be considered a breach. Now, something really, really important that's catching so many people out is the fact that both of these firms operate a trailing drawdown rule. Now, I don't like this. I'm gonna be 100% transparent. I feel like this is a rule that has just been put in place to catch people out. And this is how their business model operates. They rely on people not understanding these rules, which is why I am here to expose the truth about these prop firms. Now, both of them operate a trailing drawdown rule. What does that mean? Okay, let's use the daily drawdown as an example. Now, with Nova Funding, let's say you had a 100K account and you took it to 104K profit. Now, what most people think is that they've now got 8K to play with. The 4K that they've already made, that would take them back to break even, and another 4K that would take them back to 96K. That's what most people think. Wrong. That would cause you to breach your account if you went below 100K. Why? Because the trailing drawdown makes your drawdown lower limit move as your profits scale up, and it's calculated from your highest equity point. So let's say that you had open trades running, and this is where people get caught out. Pay attention. Let's say you start on 100K. You have 4K of floating profits. That means that you haven't closed the trades. You've got 4K of floating profits, open trades. The balance is 104K of your equity plus the floating profits. Now, if you didn't close those trades and you just let them come all the way back to 100K and then a single dollar less, that is going to be considered a breach of your account. Why? Because the trailing drawdown moved to 100K. If you then go below that, because your highest equity point was 104, that's going to be considered a breach. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section if you knew that rule. And it's exactly the same for Kortana FX, except calculate it with 5%. Now, both of these firms operate a consistency rule. And again, I just believe that these rules have been put in place to try and prevent people getting paid, okay? These prop firms put in place very lucrative offers, okay? You can get 100K funding, 200K funding, sometimes even more. But understand that their business model relies on people not getting paid out. And it relies on people not knowing these rules, and that is why I am here to expose them. So both of these firms have consistency rules in place. So what that means is that you must operate your trading with consistent order sizes. So how do they calculate what is a consistent order size? Now, what they do is they take your total trading volume. Okay, let's say that you trade a total of 200 lots. They divide that number by the total number of trades that you have placed. What they then do is they then calculate what is your average lot size. Okay, so they take the total volume of lots traded, divide it by the total number of trades. Now they have your average lot size. They then use that to work out a consistency range. So what they'll do is double it to find out the higher limit of your range. And then they'll take 75% off of that figure to find the lower range, okay? So let's say that your average order size was 4. They'll double it, which will give you 8. And then what they'll do is they will times it by 75%, which would be 1, okay? So if your average order size was 4, the lower end of that range would be 1, the higher end of that range would be 8. Anything that falls outside of that, you would not get paid the profits on. This is where so many people are being caught out. Why? Because they're not telling you this rule as you go. The rule is there on the website, but they're not reminding you of it as you trade, which is fair enough. The game is the game, okay? But this is why I'm here to let you guys know. So many people are generating profits. They then request their payout, and both of these firms, calculate your average order size. They work out your consistency range, and if any profits were generated outside of those ranges, they will not pay you. I want you guys to let me know in the comments section if you knew that rule. Now let's talk about weekend trading. Both of these firms do not allow weekend trading. What Nova Funding allow is for you to send them an email before market close on Friday, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, requesting to keep your open positions over the weekend. Kortana FX do not allow this. You must close your trades by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. And if you do not, then it will be considered a hard breach. You will lose your account, no questions asked. Now, I don't like this rule from both firms. I don't understand the logic behind it. If anyone watching this video knows why they put this rule in place outside of to limit payouts, please let me know in the comments section. Now let's talk about the profit split between both firms. Now Nova Funding, they offer 50-50 month one, 70-30 month two, and 80-20 month three onwards, of course, in the trader's favor. Kortana FX, they offer 50-50 month one, and then I believe it's every 2 weeks it increases. Okay, so it then moves to 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. Now, if you survive those 4 payouts in a row, they then promote you to something called Kortana Prime Plus, where you can now receive a 100% profit split on your payout, meaning that whatever profits, virtual profits you generate, you will get paid on. I want to know if anyone here has managed to reach Kortana Prime Plus. Let me know in the comments. That would be crazy if you did. Now, in terms of the payout schedule, I believe Nova Funding, they start at 21 trading days for month 1, 2, and in month 3, they promote you to bi-weekly payouts. Okay, so every 14 days. Now, Kortana FX, they heavily promote that they do 7-day payouts. Now, the reality is it's every 21 days initially. However, if you graduate to Kortana Prime Plus, then it's 7 days after you have originally been given your new login credentials. So let's say that you survive 4 payouts. You've now been given the new credentials for your 5th account. You're going to do 100% profit split, which means you get everything. So from that day, after 7 days, you can request a payout and you can continue doing that. Now, it sounds really lucrative, but I don't think many people at all are going to be able to consistently generate monthly payouts with prop firms. It's almost impossible. Okay, doesn't mean I think it's not worth it, but it's almost impossible. But if anyone watching this has got 5 payouts, let me know. I think you're awesome. I want to hear from you in the comments. Now, the payout limit for HFT passes on Nova and Kortana is 6 and 7% respectively. Now, when Nova Funding started, there was no payout limit. When Kortana FX started, there was no payout limit. But evidently for these guys to operate a sustainable business, because they're allowing people to pass using HFT, as they claim, this is the reason that they have to put the payout limit in place. Reality is it's nothing to do with HFT. It's just to keep their business model sustainable. Okay, their algorithms must have noticed they were losing too much money, so they put the cap in place, and the cap has been put in place because that's probably where the majority of traders would be making more money if they were to be paid out. So the payout limit for Nova is 6%. Now, what that means is that if you start with a 200K account, okay, then any virtual profits that you generate up to 6%, you will get paid out on. So 6% of 200K is 12K. So if you were on a 50-50 split, you'd make 6K. Now, Kortana FX have done the same thing, but they're just trying to get one up on Nova as they're the main competitors, and they've done 7%. So if you have 200K and you generate 14K, that's going to be your cap. You won't get paid on anything outside of that. 50-50 split of that would be 7K. Now, both of these prop firms do not allow copy trading on a mass scale. What they do allow is for one user to copy their own trades from a live account that they may own outside of the firm, or even if they have more than one account inside the firm that has their name registered to it, then you can copy your trades from one account to the other. But what they do not allow is copy trading from another account that's owned by someone else in the prop firm, or by an account that's owned by someone else in general. And at any moment, they may ask you to prove the credentials of the account that you're copying from, and it has to be registered to you. They also don't allow copy trading from demo accounts, and they also say they don't allow signal providing. Okay, so if you're copying signals, they say that they don't allow that, but I don't believe that signals is a rule that they can enforce, because there's too many variations when it comes to signals. Okay, when you're in a signals channel, not everyone is going to take the same trade. Not everyone is going to enter it at the same time or close it at the same time. Some people are going to close halfway and all the rest of it. There's too many variables. But if you have been a victim of either of these firms saying, hey, we believe you've been using signals, I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Now, account management is something that you guys really need to be aware of. No prop firms out there allow account management, and this is a space that's become highly popular, not just Forex, but prop firms amongst retail traders, because the idea of trading with 100K or 400K or a million, or whatever it is, sounds lucrative. And there are individuals that have designed business models where they say, hey, imagine if you could passively generate just 1%, 2%, 3% on your funded account. Now, the reason that sounds lucrative is because 5% of a 200K account is 10K. Now, what they usually do is charge a large upfront fee, and they will plug in an EA, which is an expert advisor or a bot, into your account. Now, that expert advisor has set files onto it. Set files are basically pre-programmed functions that tell the bot what to trade, okay, and how to trade and the parameters and all the rest of it. Now, these EAs, in some cases, they can actually generate profits. For the most part, they don't work. But in some cases, they can generate profits. The reason that sometimes they don't work is because the prop firm's rules are too strict. Okay, the daily drawdown and so on makes it very difficult. But in the cases that they do generate profits, 9 times out of 10, you won't get paid out, because the individuals that sold you this business model, they're selling it to tens, dozens, or even hundreds of other people. Okay, so at the beginning, you may generate a payout, but over time, they're going to notice that exactly the same set files are being used on a broad scale. And they have systems in place to prevent this, and it won't work. Account management is something I highly recommend that you guys avoid. Now, trade stacking. This is a rule that most people don't know. Now, Nova Funding allow trade stacking. Kortana FX do not. Now, what Kortana FX specifically don't allow is 3 open positions on the same pair. So let's say that you're trading XAU USD, which is gold. If you have 3 buys open at the same time without having closed any of them, your account is going to be breached. No questions asked. So if you have 2 positions open and you want to open a third, you need to close one of them in order to open that third position. Okay, so that's a rule that most people don't know. Now you guys do. So last but not least, scaling plan. For those of you that are super switched on, you will notice that I've gone in there and made an adjustment, because Nova do not offer any scaling plan. The maximum funds that you can have is up to 400K. Okay, now whether that's 2 200K accounts, 4 100K accounts, the maximum funds that you can have is 400K. Now, Kortana FX, they do have a scaling plan of up to 3 million. Now, the way that it works is that every 90 days, provided that you have generated 12% of profit, they will increase your balance by up to 25%. Okay, now, I don't believe many people are going to achieve that at all. It would take a long, long time. But if anyone out there has got scaled up to 1 million, even 500,000, I want to hear from you. I think you are amazing. Let me know in the comments section. So guys, that was the truth about these 2 prop firms and the rules that they put in place. Now, despite all of these rules, I do believe that you can make money with these prop firms, but only if you understand these rules and respect them. Now, the truth about these prop firms is that they are built on the masses losing. Because they allow HFT passes, it encourages so many beginner traders who have had very little experience to go out there and acquire themselves with a funded account by simply clicking a button or paying someone else to do so. Now, what you also have to understand when you're trading on a 100K account, for example, because your daily drawdown is 4%, the reality is you're not trading with 100K of funds. You're trading on a demo account, firstly, if you guys didn't know, but you're really using a 4K balance. Because your daily drawdown is 4%, the truth is you're trading on 4K balance, and your order sizes and risk management should match a 4K account. That is the truth about prop firms. You're not trading with the balance you think you are. Your balance is the daily drawdown. Now, despite all of that, I do believe it is worth it if you know the rules. I do believe that you can make money, but only if you understand everything that we've spoken about in today's video. The masses don't understand it, and that's how these prop firms make so much money, okay? Because they're taking advantage of human nature, human greed, and people's inability to read things and decipher this type of information. Now, my personal preference is Nova Funding, okay? And the main reason why my personal preference is Nova Funding is the trade stacking rule, okay? Now, most people are gonna get caught out by the trade stacking rule. I like to open multiple positions on my trades, sometimes 3, okay? And with Kortana FX, I would lose my account. I want you guys to let me know which out of these prop firms is your favorite. So in order to answer the question, the truth about prop firms, the truth is they are not built on winners. These prop firms are lucrative business models. They are making an absolute fortune. Now, yes, they do pay out, but they have put in place rules like this to not only just limit the number of payouts that they do, but also to limit paying out too much to any one person. These prop firms are relying on humans and their human nature to not read terms and conditions and to not understand the rules. And hopefully in this video, I have given you guys the truth about prop firms. So in summary, do I believe it's worth it to trade on prop firms? I do believe it's worth it, provided you understand the game and you know the rules. The nature of the beast with prop firms is that they are very lucrative business models that are designed for you to fail. They put rules in place to limit the number of payouts they have to do, and also to limit the amount that's paid out to individuals. Now, provided you understand this and you go into this game knowing the things that they have put in place and the truth about what they're actually doing, then there's an opportunity that you can take advantage of the system, work within these rules, and generate profits. Something else that you guys need to know and understand is that the balance of the account that you have is not the reality of the balance that you are actually trading on. What do I mean by that? Let's say that you have a balance of 100K on your account. Now, it's not really 100K that you're trading on. To start with, it's a demo account anyway, or a virtual live simulated account. But what I mean is that what you are actually trading on is the drawdown percentage, okay? So let's say that you have a 4% daily drawdown, your account balance is 100K. What you're really trading on is a 4K account, and your risk should be managed according to 4K. So out of the two firms, my favorite is Nova Funding for 2 particular reasons. Number 1 is the inability with Kortana FX to hold positions over the weekend. That wouldn't work for me. Number 2 is trade stacking. I like to have 3 positions open on any one currency pair at certain times. Let me know in the comments which is your preferred firm. So that was the truth about prop firms. If you guys got value from the video, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I also want you guys to be a part of my Telegram community. If you guys head over to the description section below this video, there is a link to my Telegram community. Now, it's completely free, and in this community, there is tons of value for you guys. There's tons of value about Forex, about making money online, but particularly about prop firms, okay? So if you guys are consistently experiencing that you're going around in circles with your trading, maybe you're blowing accounts, there are free signals or free trade ideas that are provided in the Telegram community, and individuals have been managing to get payouts just like this. So I want you guys to be a part of the Telegram community. Click the link in the description below. Leave any comments or questions, like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys, and see you next time.